Good morning from baby and I. 34 weeks and a half today. I'm gonna be showing you what I eat in the third trimester. Not that different from the other trimesters, but there are a couple differences. Yeah, we're just gonna be talking about pregnancy nutrition, things I've been doing to make me feel way better and stronger. I usually, for me, after 8 p.m., I consider that sleeping in, because I naturally wake up like around 7, but obviously on the weekends I let myself sleep. Today I really let myself sleep because it's actually already 9:30. But anyways, it's all right. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. I'm hungry though. If you're new here, I do videos on wellness and organic eating. So subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I do is drink some water. But since I'm in the third trimester and I have a month of pregnancy left, I'm actually doing red raspberry leaf tea 3 times a day. I actually started drinking this tea around 27, 28 weeks of pregnancy. But I just bought a big bag from Amazon. Everything that I mentioned will be in my Amazon storefront for the most part. But I didn't know it was gonna be this big when I got it, but it's okay because I'm gonna be drinking a lot of it. But I already made some tea yesterday, so I'm just gonna drink a cup right now. And I find that it's like really delicious. Like it's just like water, like black tea, I guess. Like it doesn't really taste like raspberries. Really refreshing. You can either do hot, you can do cold. And I also got this from Amazon. I love it, it's so cute. And then it comes with the filter that you put in there, and then you put your red raspberry leaf tea. The thing with red raspberry leaf tea is that a lot of people think it induces labor and causes contractions. So people start doing this like 10 days before their due date, as well as dates. Like they start doing it later on, closer to their due date, thinking it's gonna cause contractions, and that's where you'll like find a lot of people saying, nothing's working, I'm doing dates, I'm doing red raspberry leaf tea, I'm doing my exercises, and nothing's working. And it's because you gotta do these things with well enough time in advance. It's like everything, it's like eating healthy. Just because you're starting to eat more vegetables and you're eating healthier for 10 days doesn't mean that you're healthier, because it takes longer to detoxify your body and to just get rid of all the toxins that you've been feeding it for a while. And it's the same thing when you're trying to tone your uterus, which basically that's what red raspberry leaf tea does. It's good for women health in general, feminine health, because it strengthens the uterus, but it doesn't cause contractions. And to each his own, but I'm just using my common sense and natural herbs. Like some are stronger than others, absolutely, but something like this, you do have to start it with enough time in advance. So I've heard women that started at 27 weeks, 26 weeks. Some women have it their entire pregnancy and they're fine, and they have shorter labor times. So obviously you take everything with a grain of salt, but does it hurt? Does it cause contractions? Like, no. And I'd rather loose leaf tea than tea bags, just because I feel like I'm getting more of the benefits. It's organic, non-GMO, and it's sourced from Bulgaria. I try to make my waters and everything before I make my coffee, because I'm going to be tempted to drink my coffee first. And so I'm going to make my lemon water. This is what I drink while, like, simultaneously with my coffee. Peeing at night, and it is a whole thing. Like, oh my god. Now at the beginning, it was really hard to get used to, because I would struggle to go back to sleep, but now I go back to sleep like nothing. But I do get up to pee a lot. So I use lemon in my water and then sea salt, but specifically Celtic sea salt. It is the best salt because it has an increased amount of trace minerals like calcium and magnesium. So it's really good for hydrating and bringing back those minerals to your system. And I only have, this is basically like electrolyte water, natural electrolyte water. But then I also have an electrolyte powder that I'll also show later if I'm actually active and outside. But I like to have, I usually buy the bag, but they didn't have the bag at Whole Foods because it's so hard to get it. I would say like a teaspoon or half a teaspoon is enough for your water. With lemon, as much as you want. And it changed my life once I started putting salt in my water. I have not gotten dehydrated like I used to, and I just feel like it's even helped my skin, the moisture of my skin, and just my health overall, how I feel, how energized I feel throughout the day. My waters, now coffee. And if you've been here before, you've seen how I make my coffee. So basically I use coconut sugar, coconut milk from Thrive, and then sometimes I'll put grass-fed butter in there or collagen just for that boost, bulletproof coffee kind of thing. But the coconut milk is way healthier and a better version of any creamer that's out there. Same thing with coconut sugar. If you can do monk fruit, that's great. But if you can't get used to that taste, I don't recommend stevia. I don't recommend any artificial sweeteners. Even though stevia is supposedly natural, I don't really recommend it. I think coconut sugar is a great alternative to sugar in itself because it doesn't spike my insulin. It definitely hasn't caused any acne, doesn't cause any bloating, and it's just great. So that's what I put in my coffee. And I'm gonna have a bagel as well. Ever since I got pregnant, I've had to do toast in the morning. I didn't do that before. Because I need something in my system right away. I'm gonna make eggs and the whole shebang, a whole breakfast, a little bit after I have my coffee and my bagel because I just need something right now. But I get this is a really good brand, Silver Hills Organic Sprouted Power Bagels. And then I get the cinnamon raisin for Danny. But we get these at Natural Grocers. I don't know if you have one around you because these are very hard to find. Although we did find them at a Walmart in Utah, so I guess it just depends on where you're at. But these bagels are really good. The ingredients are clean, and I wouldn't recommend having this like long term, like all your life. But this is one of the only carbs I have for the most part. I mean, I have carbs like from vegetables, and I have low carb from my wild rice and stuff, but this, along with Ezekiel bread, I also use Ezekiel bread. So if I'm not having bagels, and they have similar ingredients, I use Ezekiel bread. This is one of the best breads you can ever have. It's low glycemic. Same thing with this. This you'll find pretty much anywhere in the frozen section. I use dairy-free cream cheese. I'm not vegan, but I don't like to have any like cheese like that. Like, I mean, it's really hard to find a really healthy, like organic cream cheese. So I rather just do an alternative. And so I do the Kite Hill one, which is really good, pretty close to being actually cream cheese. And it's clean ingredients. It's not one of those vegan products that have all these weird funky stuff. So let's make my coffee and bagel because I need it now. Having breakfast like this reminds me of just Europe, like just simple first, and then you eat.
That's why I enjoy the weekends.
Do not recommend being pregnant in the summer. Your body heat is already at like 100, and then it's hot out. It's hot everywhere. It's hot inside. I feel like I'm hot all the time. And then like sweatpants is really the only thing. Either sweatpants, just a t-shirt and nothing else, or just completely naked are the only ways that you're comfortable. But you can't do that all the time, can you? So it's like, I don't know, plan yourself better. Woo! And then your partner, it's probably not gonna be as hot as you, so you can't really like live in the North Pole like you want to, because then they're gonna freeze to death. Since it's a weekend, I want to talk about what I do eat throughout the week because it is different. So I have toast with coffee, and everything that I showed you already. But then a little bit after that, I have Greek yogurt with Pure Elizabeth granola. Sometimes I'll get the blueberry hemp, and other times I'll get the one with vanilla and chocolate. And I'll put that in there along with like berries, strawberries or blueberries, and a little bit of honey. And then I have either smoothie or cereal. And I have real cocoa cereal from 7 Sundays. This is Danny's Real Berry. But I love this one because it just reminds me of like Cocoa Puffs. And it is super healthy. All it has is cassava, sunflower protein, dates, coconut oil, cocoa powder, coconut sugar, vanilla extract, and sea salt. And I have this with, you can get that cereal on Thrive Market or at Whole Foods. I'll leave my Thrive Market link down below if you want to check it out. You can get 30% off your first order and a free gift, because I truly and like really, really, really recommend Thrive Market. I absolutely love Thrive Market. But I get this brand, it's called Milk, and it has like no fillers, it's gum-free, it's oil-free, it's just the cleanest almond milk that you can find. Filtered water, organic almonds, Himalayan pink salt, that is all it has. So, and it's delicious. And they have like vanilla, and I know now they have like chocolate flavor, but I put that, I should buy that for that. I use this, or I use Kiki milk from Thrive Market, which I'm ordering now. I love Kiki milk, so good. I've talked about it in another vlog, but I'll link that below as well, because I really recommend that milk. So like mandarins, and then dates, but I'm gonna snack on that after this breakfast, because we're gonna go swimming a little bit later. Okay, so as we know, liver is really good for you. In general, organ meats basically have the properties that detoxify our bodies, because that's how our organs function in our bodies. And so when we eat beef organs or animal organs, we're kind of getting those same benefits. We're like bringing those benefits back into our bodies. The detoxification process of a liver really just is so beneficial and comes with everything that the body needs in a way. That's why like taking my beef liver supplements basically replaces a prenatal vitamin, because it has folate, it has all the B vitamins, plenty of iron. And I just like, I'm a big fan of getting your vitamins from food. Having liver is one of them, but I know that the taste is like not that great. So what I do is that I buy the ground beef with heart, kidney, and liver mixed in regular ground beef, so that the taste isn't as potent. And I get it from US Wellness Meats, Grassland beef. I have a link for you guys to get some money off your order. I really recommend grasslandbeef.com. That is exactly where I get all my meat from, and chicken. Sometimes I get bone broth from there. And I just think that the prices are amazing. And the quality of the meat is just, comes completely frozen to your door. I've had it come to my door and it be there for like 5 hours, and then it's like still rock solid. And I use avocado oil always. You can also get like beef tallow is really good. I want to buy that. My husband and I love to make sofritos, so we take, like I don't do this all the time because sometimes I like to just actually munch on the veggies, but we take bell peppers. You can do red, green, yellow, or orange. We usually just do all of them. A lot of garlic, onion, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar or lemon if you have it, cumin, salt, and then that's our sofrito. So I'm gonna use this because it's fast for breakfast. It's, you know, breakfast time. And I want it to be very flavorful. So I'm just gonna use the rest of what I have in here. I don't know if anybody does this, but I do. I always put some apple cider vinegar. Depends on what I'm making, I'll use water. But for beef liver, we gotta like enhance the flavor as much as we can. Just to get everything else that's in the jar. While the sofrito's heating up, I'm gonna make the scrambled eggs. So this is the ones that I get. These are the highest quality eggs that you can get. Pasture raised from Vital Farms, but make sure that it says organic. It just ensures that they are not using any soy or GMO feed. And it's just way better. And you'll see the difference, like, not really on the outside, but the yolk is like a perfectly gray color of like orange. And it's just the best that you can get. I know that they're a little bit expensive. They're actually cheaper here in Austin because the Vital Farms is from Austin. It is just worth it in my opinion. Eggs need to be high quality if you're gonna have them. Just recently, I decided to get cottage cheese. I've been wanting to get it for like snacking with fruits and stuff, but I'm gonna use it in the eggs because it adds protein and calcium, and it also makes the eggs fluffy. I usually just use cheddar cheese, but I wanted to experiment with cottage, and it's organic, pasture raised, good culture, has really good products. When your meat is like really red, like this dark red, that's how you know it's really good meat and that it's truly grass-fed and grass-finished. Or that at least it's fresh as it should be. I use Celtic sea salt for water, but then I use regular sea salt to cook. So I'm just add a little bit more salt because I didn't put a lot of salt in the sofrito. Maybe a little bit more comino. I'm gonna use this as the dressing in the burrito, but I'm also gonna add a little bit. I love this brand, Yellowbird, but their serrano flavor is just delicious. All right, I'm gonna cover that, let that cook. It's really good. Let's see if that's enough. Say a spoonful and a half. I'm just adding a little bit of Cajun seasoning to give it some spice. All right, I'm only gonna use like half of this for the burritos. I'm gonna take some in the container. All right, so for the most part, it's pretty much cooked. And you don't have to mix in the beef and egg if you don't want to. You can cook it separately. I just find it easier, and it just gives the flavor to the eggs as well. Okay, so now I'm gonna make the burritos. This took me a while to learn. I already heated up the tortillas, and I'm using the Siete tortillas. If you haven't heard of Siete yet, you live under a rock. Siete Foods is a great brand for all like Tex-Mex needs, and it is super clean. My problem is that I be stuffing the tortillas too much, and then they break. So I'm gonna try not to do that. Look at that perfect avocado. A little bit of the spinach with the tomatoes. And then I'm gonna do 2 hot sauces, the serrano and the habanero one. Just a little bit of this one. It's probably gonna break. Yep, it's gonna break. Oh, it's totally gonna break. Ah! Okay. With all the juices, that's the problem that it makes it like really. Okay, that's a perfect one. Then I'm gonna add sauerkraut. Yummy. Not look so. Good, right?
Fire.
Oh yeah. On point. Alright, I'm doing another video right now. That's why I'm on the floor. I'm doing my postpartum, my nesting vlog. It's basically the vlog before this one, so check it out if you haven't already. But I'm having smoothie now. So Danny makes them, and he uses, so we use the berries mix from Costco, organic berry mix. So it has like kale, banana, raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries, I think. I don't know. Cacao powder, chia seeds for omega-3s, cacao powder for antioxidants, collagen, grass-fed collagen from Thrive Market. That's about it. Mango, peanut butter. And I don't put dates in here anymore because Danny doesn't really need to have dates, and we make the smoothie for the both of us at the same time. So I just have dates on their own, but you could put dates in here if you want, if you don't like having them by itself. Just got back from the pool, and this is what we put in the water. Anytime that I'm outside or I'm physically active, I get the electrolyte powder. You can find it on Amazon on my storefront. Dr. Eric Berg's, and his is really good, and saves me from like dehydration and almost passing out in this Texas heat, let me tell you. And then we just had like kombucha at the pool, and I didn't really have a snack, so I'll probably have my dates as like a dessert after dinner. And dinner is gonna freak out some people. I'm making pig feet stew. I feel like all types of cultures have this. Asian, so I think like Chinese do this, Jamaicans, Dominicans, and my family does it, and we're Cuban. Anyways, so I'm gonna make it with tostones, but I'm gonna make it in a stew with like a tomato base with vegetables and stuff. And the reason I'm making pig feet, I know that sounds really weird. If you're vegetarian or vegan, I don't do that here, so sorry. I eat a lot of vegetables, but not only vegetables. Pig feet is really high in protein and collagen, so it's really good for that gut, your skin health, and your joints. It's just really nutritious, and if you get high quality pork, it's worth it. I also get it from grass-fed beef. I'll leave a link down below. I loved it when my parents made it when I went to Florida last, and so I bought it, and I'm making it for the first time. And we're gonna make tostones with it, and it's just gonna be. But I'm gonna save you the prep because it doesn't look that great because it's literal feet. But basically what I did is I bought two, and then I put them in the slow cooker, and I let that slow cook for like hours. And then that water that it's slow cooked in becomes basically collagen, and you can have that as like pork broth for ramen noodle soup, kind of like what you would get at a ramen place. Or you can actually freeze the collagen and then put it in smoothies. Once you freeze it, it actually takes away the pork flavor, so you don't really have that pork flavor in there. But it's collagen, so you can just have it as broth. It's basically pork bone broth. So I wouldn't throw away the water that you're slow cooking it in. But basically you slow cook it until it all just breaks up, and then you have to like pick apart the bones. So that's what I'm doing. I'm like taking away the cartilage and the bones from the actual meat. You can separate, you can make like chicharrones with this, which is basically like pork rinds if you want to fry it, but I'm making I'm gonna make stew. I'm gonna get dirty now and like pick the bones and the cartilage, and I don't know if anybody wants to see that. So I'm just gonna skip to the part where I've already done that part, and I'm actually making the stew. With any good dish is great sofrito. So you start by making the sauce. I'm gonna be doing red, and I just got like way less than half of a pepper, like I don't know, like a quarter of each, onion and garlic. And then I'm gonna use, instead of avocado oil, you could definitely use avocado oil if you want to, I'm gonna use olive oil just because, for more flavor. use a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And then I'm gonna take some pork bone broth where the actual pork was cooked in. And now we're gonna put the pork. Actually, never mind. Actually, I'm just gonna do the pork first. Make sure it gets all covered up and all the goodies. Make sure it's in, all the flavors are mixed in with the pork. Because it's not a soup, it's a stew. And then I'm gonna cover this and let it just get all the flavors for a while. So, I made it. It's delicious. A little bit of lemon. You don't have to though, but add some citrus. Got some of that. Ooh. So good. So good. Also made some cabbage. Olive oil, apple cider vinegar, and sea salt.
Yes. It's so delicious.
It's not weird?
No, it tastes good. I taste the pork. It tastes good. If you look at it, it looks as though it's real slimy.
Yeah.
But it kind of goes down just like, personally, like octopus would, or squid.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. More tostones there.
For me?
For me too. Oh, man. I swear I feel like I'm still up on my feet, even on the weekends, when I'm up on my feet all week at work. There's just so much to do. And like I've had lazy weekends too. It's just that lately with everything that we're doing, and Danny's doing a lot of things too on his part. And so it's like, we're just trying to get ready, you know? So that later on in the pregnancy, I'm not like scrambling and I'm just focusing on labor prep, you know? So I just poured myself probably like 2 cups of the red raspberry leaf tea that I brewed this morning. And I am going to take all my vitamins. I do it at night just because my belly's full, and also I let it just do its thing at night so that just in case I get nauseous or anything, you know? What I take is obviously the grass-fed liver. This really helps towards the end of your pregnancy. You know, low iron is a big, like it's a very common thing. And I even had it. And I'm like, wait, I have red meat all the time. And they told me I'm like borderline. Which, you know, maybe they were like exaggerating. Because, I mean, borderline is already like not that serious. But to be low on iron when literally all I have is red meat, like that's how much your body asks for during pregnancy. So, but since I had liver today, and eggs, and spinach, and a lot, I'm just gonna take 2. I usually take 6, but I'm just gonna take 2 because I had liver today. And then I take cod liver oil. Oh my God, so much liver. But cod liver oil is actually really good for your immune system, for the vitamin D, omega-3s, DHAs. And it was very hard for me to have this at the beginning of my pregnancy because I was so nauseous and I couldn't even stand the smell. But now I feel good. And also I'm taking it at night, and I'm also taking it in pill form, which helps instead of doing the liquid that I used to do. That really has helped me not be sick in the last trimester. So, and then I also take seed probiotics. But seed probiotics helps me with constipation because constipation is a real thing in pregnancy. especially towards the end when baby's just pushing on all the organs, and you have less and less space in there. And then lastly, I do trace minerals, and trace minerals is basically zinc, which is very important during your pregnancy, copper, iodine, manganese, a bunch of stuff. And trace minerals is just really good, and I've talked about it before when it comes to the baby's like fetal development, and just encouraging a healthy genetic mutation. And I had every intention to have dates and peanut butter today, but I really could not I just couldn't fit it in, because the thing is, on weekends I feel like I eat way heavier, and so it's really hard for me to like snack. When I'm working, I wake up earlier and I don't have that big of a breakfast. Like, it's just on the lighter side. So dates really come in handy. And I either have them on my way to like on my way home from work. I'll like, let me see, where's the dates? Like, I had every intention, okay? I even have it here. So I got these from Natural Grocers last time, but I do order them as well from Thrive Market. Don't forget that I have that link in the bottom so that you can get money off of your first order. I usually do 3. If I'm super full, then I can only do 2, but every day throughout the week, so Monday through Friday. And then I just like put peanut butter on the top, on the red top, and I just like scoop it. It's really hard for me to have them by itself. I really like them with peanut butter, so recommend doing that. A lot of people get creative and they stuff them and they freeze them with different flavors. I'm like, I ain't doing all of that. I love it. It's really good just with like these 2. It's really good. But I'm so full today that I can't do it. And also on the weekends, I like to treat myself. So I treat myself with ice cream. That has been probably the most consistent craving that I've had during my pregnancy is ice cream. More specifically like gelato, but I'll settle for this. Cosmic Bliss is the cleanest brand of ice cream that you can find on the market right now. It's grass-fed dairy, but they also have plant-based ice cream with no dairy. And it is so clean. Whole milk, heavy cream, coconut syrup, cocoa, egg yolk, and vanilla extract. And it's organic, non-GMO, and it doesn't taste like any of that. Like, it just tastes so freaking good. Right now it's frozen inside, but I let it melt because I like my ice cream just like halfway soft, you know, like a soft serve type of texture. I love that. So I let it get to that point and then I have it. I'm gonna take these vitamins. I'm gonna enjoy my ice cream. Danny has his out. He got cookie dough. And I will do some pelvic exercises and stretches before bed. And then I'm gonna hit the hay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this what I eat in a day. If you're not pregnant, then I think that maybe there's still some things in there that you can take. But for my pregnant ladies, I hope you got something out of this video. It's maybe some inspiration for meals. I know that my meals are like really intense, but I think that they are very nutritional. The only times I've ever had really issues during my pregnancy is if I've traveled, or if I've eaten something that I usually wouldn't even eat if I wasn't pregnant, or if I've just caught something from work because I work with kids. But for the most part, my pregnancy has been healthy. The baby is healthy, and so I hope it stays that way. You don't want to miss out on any nutrition when you're pregnant, so I hope that these meals can give you some information to just boost the nutrition, if you haven't already, the nutritional value in your meals. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.